It's been a crazy couple of weeks with the injury list here. Plenty of riders adding themselves to the list. This week's been a little bit quieter, but we've still got all the updates right here. And guess what? This week, it's 250 West Coast again. It's also a triple crown this week in Arlington for Monster Energy Supercross. So let's get to the updates and the rider statuses this week. Welcome to the Always Moto weekly rider status video. Proudly brought to you by Lee at Moto Australia and TechnicMotorsport.com. I'm your host, David Hogan, the physical therapist who knows the injuries and fitness needs of our sport of supermotocross. Let's get to this week's updates. Cameron McAdoo, the red flag for the 250 main event, went down hard. Basically, he got pistol whipped by his handlebars as he came off the bike. A facial laceration and some broken teeth is the word from McAdoo's camp. Has it affected his torn ACL? We don't know. Will this impact the rest of his racing for Supercross, or will it bring forward his proposed surgery date for his ACL that is planned for the end of the Supercross season? We don't know that at this point, but maybe by the end of next week when Daytona rolls around for the next East Coast round, we'll get some clarity on that. Dylan Wood, the number 262 privateer, went down in qualifying in Detroit and ended up getting a stitch in his lip. He's okay, and he'll be back for the next round of East Coast. No dramas for Dylan Wood. We're also going to have him on the podcast, Always Moto podcast, next week. Some riders out for Arlington this week on the West Coast return. Pro Circuit Kawasaki will only have Garrett Marchbanks on track in Arlington. Ty Masterpool with his broken finger, Drew Adams with his broken collarbone that he had surgery on. They're both out for this round. Hopefully we'll see one or two of them back by the next West Coast race. Styles Robertson is out for Triumph as well. After his over jump in San Diego, he tore a ligament in his wrist, but it was his previously injured wrist that he had a lot of trouble with in recent years. He's had surgery and he's out for Supercross at this point in time. Nate Thrasher on the Star Racing Yamaha had surgery this week after Detroit on a broken finger that happened midweek before Detroit with a training crash that happened at the GOAT compound. He's going to try and race Daytona, which will be less than 10 days after this surgery. Will he be able to manage that? We'll have to wait and see, because it's very interesting for him. This is a broken middle finger, this one, pointed up. And will that swell? Will he be able to get a good grip on the bike for this race? We'll have to wait and see. Freddie Noren will be making his return in Arlington for his International Supercross race team. He will be back after dislocating his shoulder a few rounds earlier. Marshall Welton will be back as well. He missed Detroit, but he's actually going to be riding the 250 West Coast this round. Mark Phineas from that Club MX Yamaha team, he's been riding with some injuries so far. Unfortunately, sprained both wrists prior to the season starting for the East Coast, and then at Tampa managed to have another crash and sprain his ankle. He's going to have to use this week to 2 weeks off here that they've got for the East Coast to try and get himself healed up and back to 100%. That's the updates for now, but make sure you follow our social pages to stay up to date throughout the week. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel as we have plenty of content throughout the season. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you at the track.